morning students. This is 10th standard biology video class, video 4. In this video, we are going to continue the lesson reproduction in plants and animals. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have seen different types of vegetative reproduction which has taken place in plants. Then asexual reproduction in rhizobus fungi, and also we have seen sexual reproduction in plants. It's taken place in two steps. One is the pollination and one is the fertilization. And also we have seen parts of a typical flower consist of four whorls: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Calyx and corolla are known as accessory whorl. Androecium and gynoecium are known as essential whorl. Then we have seen structure of male gamete, that is pollen grain. Then structure of gynoecium, and also we have seen the structure of female gamete is known as egg or ova, which is present inner side of the ovule. And also we have seen structure of ovule. After this only we have seen in the previous video class. Now in this video we are going to see the two steps which is involved in the sexual reproduction, that is pollination and fertilization. What is pollination, types of pollination, and the significance of pollination in this video. Dear students, first we are going to see the first step which is involved in the sexual reproduction in plants, that is pollination. What is pollination is the important 2-mark question. A transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower is called pollination. What is that one? Transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower is called pollination. So this pollination are showing certain significance or importance. This is also important 2-mark and 4-mark question. Importance of pollination. This pollination which result in the fertilization process. With the help of this pollination only, fruits and seeds are produced inner side of the plant region. So it results in fertilization and also it produces fruits and seeds. That is the first advantage. Second one, due to this pollination, new variety of plants is also produced with a new combination of genes in case of cross-pollination. So cross-pollination is a type of pollination. With the help of this pollination, we can able to produce the new variety of the plant with a new combination of a gene. That is also an importance of pollination. So dear students, significance of pollination or importance of pollination is the important 2-mark and 4-mark question. Next, we are going to see types of pollination. It is divided into two types. One is the self-pollination, another one is the cross-pollination. First, we are going to see self-pollination. It is otherwise known as autogamy. 1-mark question. Self-pollination is otherwise known as dash, autogamy. What is self-pollination? Is another important 2-mark question. Transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of same flower. That means within the flower itself, the pollen grains. What is the color of the pollen grains? Yellow color, powdery substance. Transfer to the stigma of a same flower or another flower of the same plant. In the same plant, they are having two different flowers there, isn't it? So the transfer is also taken place within the flower or one flower, or transfer between the two different flowers of the same plant is known as self-pollination or autogamy. Example, hibiscus. Advantage of self-pollination. It is taken place in the bisexual flower. What is bisexual? Male sex organ, female sex organ, which is present in the same flower, is known as bisexual flower. Both the sex organs are present in the same flower means that is said to be bisexual flower. In that flower, self-pollination is possible. Next one, flowers do not depend on the external agent to transfer the pollen grains. Agent means some agents which are carrying the pollen grains from one flower to another flower. So here for this self-pollination, no need of external agent. What is the agent? Air, water, then animals and insects also transferring the pollen grains from one flower to another flower. But here in this self-pollination, no need of agent. That means external agent is absent. Then no wastage of pollen grains. So whenever they are exchanging their pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a flower, no wastage of pollen grains taken place because the distance is very short, isn't it? So the same flower, they are exchanging their pollen grains. So the distance is very short, no wastage of pollen grains is taken place. So this is the advantage of self-pollination. Is the important 2 mark and 4 mark question. The next one is the disadvantage of self-pollination. First one we have seen, advantage of pollination. What is that one? It is taken place in the bisexual flower. No need of external agent. No wastage of pollen grains. That is the advantage. See the disadvantage. The seeds which are produced by self-pollination is less in number, very less. Okay. Then the endosperm which is present inner side of the seed is also very small or minute. So they are producing the weak stemmed plant. Then new variety of the plant cannot be produced because no possibilities of pollination taken place between the different species of a flower, isn't it? In the same flower, the pollination is taken place. So no new varieties are produced by this self-pollination is the disadvantage. Dear student, write the advantages and disadvantages of self-pollination. Is a very, very important 4 mark and 2 mark question. Now, we are going to see next type of pollination, that is cross-pollination. What is cross-pollination? Is another important 2 mark question. Transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a flower to the stigma of a flower on another plant of the same species. For example, 2 hibiscus plant, one potted plant, another potted plant, but both of them are same species, same plant. What plant? Hibiscus. From one plant, for example, pot A, hibiscus plant, pot B, hibiscus plant. Pot A plant flower transferring the pollen grains to the stigma of the pot B plant flower. That type of pollination is known as cross-pollination. Flowers are different, but plants are, what is that one? Same, isn't it? So, that is said to be cross-pollination. Example, apple, grapes and plum plant showing the cross-pollination method. First, we are going to see advantages of cross-pollination. Seeds are produced in large quantity. They germinate very earlier and also properly. This cross-pollination which are producing new variety of plants. Then the seeds are able to germinate and produce the newly formed plant. That is said to be viable. Viability of the seed means it has the capacity to germinate to produce the newly formed plant. Then disadvantage of cross pollination. So these plants showing cross pollination fail to distance barrier. That means they are unable to transfer the pollen grains from far distance. It is not possible in the cross pollination. Whenever they are transferring the pollen grains, large amount of pollen grains are wasted. Third one, some unwanted character is also produced due to cross pollination. And also they need some external agent to transfer the pollen grains from one flower to another flower of the same plant. Okay, different species of the same plant. So that is the disadvantage of cross pollination. So advantage and disadvantage of cross pollination is also important. 4 mark and 2 mark question. Dear students, see the diagram which are showing the 2 types of pollination. First one, self pollination. See that yellow color pollen grains are transferred to the stigma of a same flower. See the arrow mark. The red color, that means yellow color flower. The red color is denoted as an anther which contains pollen grains. The pollen grains which are reaches to the stigma of a same flower is known as self pollination. See the second diagram showing the cross pollination. Flowers are in different plant but same species. See the species are same. So the pollen grains from the pink color flower is transferred to the stigma of the blue color flower. So different plant but same species is known as cross pollination. Dear students, I hope you have all understood what is self pollination and cross pollination. The diagram is clearly stated that self pollination taken place within the flower. Then cross pollination taken place between the flowers of same species. Same species of different plant. Dear students, this is the another diagram which are showing the cross pollination. See the flower, both the flowers are same color and also belongs to same species. But first one is the A plant, second one is the B plant. So different plant. The transfer of pollen grains taken place. So first one, the pollen grains which is present in the stamen are transferred to the stigma of a first one. Likewise, the second flower stamen is transferred to the stigma of a first flower. So this is the cross pollination. How cross pollination is taken place here? By the wind or air. Through the air, the pollen grains are transmitted from anther of a flower to the stigma of another flower of same species of different species of same plant. Okay, so that is said to be cross pollination. Another plant of the same species. Dear students, next we are going to see the agent of cross pollination. The previous paragraph we have seen disadvantage of cross pollination, the need of external agent such as air, water, animals and insects. So these organisms only and also non-living factor, air and water, which are transferring the pollen grains from anther to the stigma of another plant of same species. That is known as agent of cross pollination. Dear students, 2 mark question. Name some pollinating agents. The agencies are animals, insects, wind and water. First, we are going to see pollination by wind or air. So, the pollination means what is that one? Transfer of pollen grains from the stigma to the, anther to the stigma of a same flower or same species of different plant. Here, first we are going to see pollination by air. So, the pollination by air or a wind is known as anemophily. Anemo is a Greek word, means air. Pollination is taken place by wind or air is known as anemophily. So, the flowers which is responsible for anemophily pollination is known as anemophilous flowers. So, these plants which are produce large amount of pollen grains, enormous means large amount of pollen grains. The shape of the pollen grains are very small, smooth, dry and also light in weight. So, they are very lightweight, that's why they are carried by the wind, isn't it? So, small, smooth, dry and lightweight. So, they are carried away by the wind, more than 1000 km. The distance of the pollination by wind is 1000 km, more than 1000 km. Likewise, the stigmas are comparatively large. Pollen grains are small, but stigmas are, what is that one? Large. They are protruding, that means comes out of the flower. Sometimes they are look like hair-like outgrowth to trap the pollen grains. So, that is the different shapes of the stigma. Large, it's protruding outside. Sometimes airy to trap the pollen grains. Example, grasses and some cacti. Dear students, next we are going to see pollination by insects. So, pollination by insects is known as entomophily. One more question. So, insects like honeybees, flies, which are transferring the pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a flower, is known as entomophily. Okay. So, these entomophilous flowers are to attract the insects. They are showing different modification in their floral region. First one, the flowers are brightly colored, different colors. Okay. Then and also producing the sweet smell and the nectar. They are secreting the honey-like substance in the flower region. So, these are all the three characteristic features to attract the insects for pollination. And also, the pollen grains are very larger in size. See that one. Wind pollination, the pollen grains are small and smooth and dry, isn't it? Here, the pollen grains are larger in size. The outer surface of the pollen grains having a small cavity-like structure known as pitted, and also some plants it is look like in the spiny, look like thorn, mulla irukum. So, they have the capacity to attach to the stigma of a flower. Adhered means attached, firmly means tightly on the sticky stigma region. Approximately 80% of pollination is taken place by insects, that is honeybee. One more question. How many percentage of pollination is taken place by honeybees or insects? How many percentage? Answer is 80%. So, this is said to be the pollination by insects, particularly honeybees and flies. Dear students, see the flower which is brightly colored, that is reddish orange in color and also larger in size. Then the pollen grains is also large, see that one, larger in size. Nectar secreting gland is also present, so they are attracted by the insects. So when the insect come in contact with the flower of the pollen grains, their body is sticky with pollen grains. The same insect, when flies far distance and falls, sit on the another flower of the same species, it rubbed the pollen grains on the stigma of a flower. Thus, cross-pollination is taken place by insects. This type is known as entomophily. 80% of pollination is taken place by honeybee only. Dear students, next we are going to see pollination by water. Hydro is a Greek word, means water. So the pollination by water is known as hydrophily. Flowers which are showing hydrophily type of pollination known as hydrophilous flowers. So this pollination is taken place in the water plant or aquatic plants. They are producing large number of pollen grains. The pollen grains are freely floated on the surface of the water till they landed on the stigma of female flowers. Example, Hydrilla and Vallisneria. See, this is the Vallisneria plant showing the hydrophily type of pollination. So the female flowers which are at the base, the flower is totally submerged into the water. Pollen grains are produced from the male flower. The female flowers are produced in the female inflorescence. They are released in the water and reaches to the top of the water level. Likewise, pollen grains is also released and they are located at the top of the water. Due to the water current, the pollen grains are rubbed into the female flower. Thus, pollination is taken place by water in Vallisneria and Hydrilla plant. Dear students, this is the diagram which are showing the pollination by water in Vallisneria plant. This is also another diagram of Vallisneria which are showing the pollination. See, the female flower is having the long stalk-like portion which is coiled like nature. The female flowers are released from the female inflorescence. They are floating on the surface of the water. Likewise, the male flowers are produced from the male inflorescence. They are released in the water. They are also floating on the surface. So due to water current, the pollen grains are transferred to the stigma of a female flower, which shows the pollination in Vallisneria. Dear students, up to this we have seen different pollinating agents, that is transfer of pollen grains by wind, anemophily, transfer of pollen grains by insects known as entomophily, and also pollen grains transferred by water is known as hydrophily. Dear students, I hope have you all understood different pollinating agents. Up to this, I conclude my video. Remaining, we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best, children.